Hey guys, Jared here from Focus Group Florida Keller Williams Realty. Focus Homes, your local custom home builder, and Focus Remodels when you love where you live and you want to make it better. All right, so big news this week. Year over year closing price up 19.62%. What is going on? This is craziness. So I will say that when we track the closed pricing week over week, it is a volatile number. So we'll come back to that in a moment. But I was just floored by that number and some of the other things that are going on. So let's talk about what happened in the last 7 days, and we'll go from there. So the average house was a 3 bedroom, 2 bathroom, and that stayed the same. Average closed house price, closed house square footage, 1858. So that's actually down from last week. Average list price per square foot at 180.26. Average sold price per square foot 176.62. Average list price of 336.265. Average close price of 330,495. Now our average sold versus list price has been at 97%. Well, it actually crept up to 98% of the list price, and the days on the market crept up a little bit to 52. All right, so a few things to digest there. The graph for, we have a 12-week moving average graph for our closed price number, and you'll notice that it peaked in around July time, 2022. The end of July, we sort of hit a peak there, and it's been hovering relatively stable up and down since then. And the last couple of weeks, we just had a little uptick in pricing. And if you remember, last week we had noted that we had several weeks in Lakeland of fewer homes for sale on the market. So that has a massive part to do with the sales price versus the list price being closer together, 98%, and also the fact that the pricing's going up. We are significantly in a seller's market. And if you remember from last week, we talked about the percentage of, the amount of homes we have for sale and what the shortage is. Actually went up, which is what we predicted. So we actually only have 2.5 months of supply per the December report, which is our most recent, which we were feeling. So there's fewer homes. People are getting more for those homes that are available. And the days on the market are a little bit longer, which is fascinating because you'd think that they'd go down, but the anecdotal feeling I have being with my clients is they're sort of just have been waiting, and once they've waited a certain amount of time, like, okay, we just got to pull the trigger, things aren't happening, let's go. So that's what they're doing. All right, so this week also on our listings versus our new pendings, we are still short, meaning in Lakeland, only about 92% of the homes that came off the market were replaced. So again, that's a smaller number. It's only about 8%, but we had 8% fewer houses go on the market than were taken off. So that's depleting the inventory again. Now in Polk County, we had a stellar sales week. In fact, the sales week we had for the whole county was the highest we've had since September 13th, 2022. So it's been months, so October, November, December, January. So about 4+ months. It's the highest sales number we've had in a particular week, which is huge, which is great. So for the county, we're actually a little bit worse. We're at about 89% of the new pendings were replaced by new listings. But again, in both cases, Lakeland and the county, there's fewer homes for sale. So again, propping up the seller's market. So if you're thinking about selling, let's get on the bandwagon now. This is good. If you're thinking about buying, let's get on the bandwagon now. We are not going to see a major shift down in pricing locally because we have such a shortage in housing. That's the bottom line. All right, so we talked about the pricing. The days on the market we talked about a little bit there. The pending sales for the county, it actually went up, and it's the highest. And you'll actually see the graph. Wow, it's really going up. Lakeland actually had a small dip this week. We had a few less sales this week than we had last week. The cancellations withdrawn and expired have been very similar the last few weeks. So not a whole lot of change in listings that are coming on and off the market. So we talked about the inventory supply. We only have 42% of the needed homes in Lakeland. So for every 42 homes for sale, there's 100 buyers. So there's far more buyers than sellers at the moment. And on our active listings, so this actually was a plus this past week. We had a very slight uptick, which is contrary to the what we've seen in the sales. So next week we might see a dip from this week, but we had several weeks, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 weeks of listings going down. So in Lakeland, we went from 587 to 598. So just a slight uptick. And if you remember last week, we had a horrible sales week in Lakeland. So that would sort of go into, we had really low sales, but we had new listings. So that would help do a little bump. And same thing in a small sense for the count. It went from 3354 to 3367. So in both cases, a very minor bump up, but it is a little bit more than it was, which is a plus. You'll also notice that the number of listings with a price drop has gone down. I don't know, let's go back a few weeks ago. Remember how it was 3 weeks at the same number, 437 listings dropped their price. So it's gone down every week since then. So we're on our this is our third week going into our fourth week of the number of listings actually decreasing their price. So the sellers are feeling it as well, because there's just less competition out there. And so we're at 379, 63% of the listings, and that's the lowest week since, interesting, same thing, September 6, 2022. The lowest week of listings with a price drop since. It's very interesting that it was the sales week and that week are similar. But anyway, so that's where we are. Again, if you have any questions, feel free to contact us. Look down in the description below. There's absolutely tons of resources there for you, whether you're selling or buying or building or whatever you're doing. We would love to help you. Quick shout out to everybody that came out to First Friday. Super fun Mardi Gras event. Thanks for everybody who came by and said hi. We really, really had a lot of fun. This coming week, we've got Festive Flicks. So that's the movies at Lake Mirror. Super fun family event on Friday night. On Saturday, it's Flippin' for Charities. It's the Pancake Festival. And let's see where that is. That's at the Joker Marchant Stadium in Tigertown. That's from 7:30 to 1:30. So that's very fun as well. And then for Lakeland, we've got the Valentine's Night Market on Saturday the 11th from 4 to 9. So a lot of the shops will stay open late. They'll have, similar to the farmers market, but just the other, vendors selling their wares in the evening. So that should be a really fun night. All right, guys, that's what's going on. Oh, and don't forget to pick up your Polk Art Guide. Polk Arts Guide 2023 just came out. Say hello to yours truly on the back front cover. And in there, we've got a QR code that you can go on and click on to look at all the various events that are coming up, like the major events, and they've got links in there for you to check it out. All right, guys, have a super week. We'll talk to you soon. Take care now. Bye-bye.